Remember I said when I had because up there, because is a premise indicator. Let me give you some other things that are premise indicators and things that are conclusion indicators. And when you see arguments, sometimes the arguments aren't set up in a way where they're outlined like this. You know, this, therefore this. It'll just be a paragraph with a bunch of statements made. And you have to kind of ferret out what the conclusion is that's being made and what the premises are. And so when people say things like thus, hence, so, accordingly, it follows, consequently, in conclusion, those are all things that are conclusion indicators. Somebody makes a bunch of statements and they go, therefore, we should build a wall. In conclusion, we should build a wall. As a result of, we should build a wall. Hence, we should build a wall. Have you heard Trump say all those things?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So those are all conclusion indicators. Premise indicators are words like since, given, because, in view of. Since we know such and such is the case, we should do this. Since there's a lot of people climbing over the border, we should build a wall. A claim is not an explanation. So remember I said the premise indicator is because? Well, sometimes because is an explanation word. It's not always a premise indicator. I could say John is dead because he tripped and fell into a wood chipper. Is that an argument? John is dead, claim. He fell into a wood chipper is another claim. We have a because as a premise indicator. Well, crap, don't we have an argument? It sounds like it, but it's not an argument. It's an explanation. Because is an explanation word. Why is he dead? Because he fell into a wood chipper. This is not the type of thing where the second claim is given as a reason for believing the first one to be true. Remember what the definition of an argument is? An argument is a two-part structure of claims where one claim is given as a reason for believing the other one. Because he fell into a wood chipper is not given as a reason for believing the first one is true. It's just explaining what happened to him. Subtle difference. I understand it's subtle, but there is a difference. Explanations are not arguments. Arguments are things that are challenging. You don't always have to have a disagreement, but they're things that typically are called into question. I could say he was fired because he showed up late. See how that's not an argument? John is going to be fired. Why? Because he's going to show up late tomorrow. That would be an argument, depending on how it's presented. So be careful that the premise indicator may not be indicating it's a premise. It may be indicating it's an explanation of a claim. If there's no reason to question the claim in the first place, then there's no reason to add support for it. We have no issue, right? If there's no issue, whether the claim is true, we don't need to add another premise to support it. So an explanation is something without an issue.